Today we are going to be learning about indirect questions. An indirect question uses a subjunctive verb form to demonstrate a meaning in which there is a question being asked without someone directly asking the question. Just in case that didn't make any sense, let's look at an example. Rogavit quid facerent, meaning he asked what they were doing. What they were doing is the English way of indirectly asking a question by changing the word order. However, since Latin cannot use word order to alter the meaning in a sentence, it uses a subjunctive verb form. Now that we've established what an indirect question is, let's see if we can figure out what it looks like. An indirect question at the least consists of, for one, a verb of the head, meaning a verb that you can personally do. An example of this would be a questioning, thinking, or seeing verb. In our last sentence, an example of this would be rogavit, meaning he asked. The second part of an indirect question is a question word, such as quid in our last example. The third and last part of an indirect question is the subjunctive verb. Facerent, in the last example, rogavit quid facerent is the subjunctive verb. Now let's look at another example and see if you can guess the different parts of this indirect question. Scio quis epistolam portaturus sit. Take a moment to look over the parts of this sentence. The answer you should have gotten for a verb of the head is scio, meaning I know. For the question word, quis, meaning who. And for the subjunctive verb, portaturus sit, meaning he will carry. Now, are you able to put it all together? For the first, I know, or scio, quis, meaning who, and then portaturus sit, will carry. Now, we're only missing one part of the original Latin sentence, scio quis epistolam portaturus sit. This is the direct object. A direct object does not always occur in an indirect question, but it can occur quite frequently. Epistolam, meaning the letter, is the last part to our indirect question example. Put it all together. I know who will carry the letter. Now we know what an indirect question is, what one looks like, and how to translate one. Let's just look at one more example to make sure you've got the hang of it. Vi distisne quo modo naves delerentur. I'll give you a moment to think about the different parts of this indirect question. What you should have gotten as a translation would be, did you see, vi distisne, how, quo modo, the ships, naves, were being destroyed, delerentur. The how the ships were being destroyed is the indirect question in this example. This concludes our lesson on indirect questions.